So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about what the likely origin of Kaos is. So as a little introduction, Kaos is a mutant, and you can find more about the mutants in the Mutants episode, which I have previously made in the same playlist and series. So you can check that out. But getting forward, Kaos is a mutant offspring of Desty Nova. It is his son, in fact. So if you remember in the live-action film how Ito had a daughter who became disabled by a genetic disorder, well, it wasn't Ito who had a daughter, or even a child, to which he was the father. Rather, in the manga, it was Desty Nova who had a son who was blind, as opposed to a daughter who couldn't walk. Ito did have someone who he really felt for and really cared about, known as Carol in Holy Night. However, Carol was not his daughter and not the same idea as Alita Ito. They mainly did that so that he named Alita for somebody other than his cat when they made the live-action film. So, getting forward, we have Kaos, who is a mutant, and this creates an issue. You're probably wondering, okay, how will Desty Nova have a child who is a mutant when Zalem or Tefaris does not want mutants up there? How? And that is a big question, and it makes me wonder if there ever was an intention of that until you look at the interview of the Laeta Kalogridis by the AlitaArmy and find out, yes, it was the filmmakers' intentions to write Kaos as a character in. And you can take a look right here from an excerpt, and you can check out the full excerpt, even the full interview, in links I will provide for you in the description.
Focus. I did versions with Motorball. I did versions without Motorball. I did versions with Motorball but no Hunter Warrior. I did versions with Hunter Warrior with no Motorball. I did versions where Hugo died at the end, or where Hugo died earlier. I did one version that I was quite fond of, where Kaos shows up halfway through the script. Like where they actually go out into the Badlands, and when they find the Berserker body, they find him at the same time. And bring him back to Ito, which is still one of my favorite scenes, unfortunately, that never got shot, which is Ito. Like, so honey, you broke curfew, you brought home a stray revolutionary, because at that point, Radio Kaos is actually on the air all the time, and a Berserker body. So like you're grounded for the rest of your.
As you can see, it was their intention, but how Kaos is down there without his father would be another thing they'd have to really explain the plot. But going into the manga, Desty Nova didn't have a son, at least around almost a year younger than Hugo is, by the way. So he's close to the age of what Hugo would be if Hugo never died. But Desty Nova didn't have a son until he was already kicked out of Zalem or Tefaris in the manga. At that point, he was surprised and he gave the son the name of Kaos. Now let's go take a little look at what the definition of Kaos is in the dictionary. Alright, so here we have it, Kaos. And I know Kaos, his name isn't spelled this way. It's K-A-O-S, but that's a Greek variation on the word. Let's look at it. Complete disorder and confusion. Or behavior so unpredictable as to appear random, owing to great sensitivity to small changes in conditions. Or mythology, the formless matter supposedly to have existed before the creation of the universe. Now that we have our definition laid out, let's take a look at the nature of the character and how his origin could go with his name and the etymology or definition of his name. So, first of all, Kaos could essentially be that his origin was unpredictable. His origin wasn't something that was predicted. And also his powers are in a way disorganized and unpredictable. He sometimes is really, really badass, and sometimes is super, super confident and capable. Other times he's not. He has the ability to copy or take abilities from other people or from items they left behind. So he essentially scans it by touching people or items as if they are a hard drive being scanned, which is pretty interesting. So going forward, his name is essentially unpredictable. Now, there's a lot of fan theories that Desty Nova intentionally engineered Kaos, but I have to ask you, would that really go with the name and the definition of his name? And I'm going to say, not really. Desty Nova deliberately engineering his child would be something that wouldn't be new or unexpected from him. In fact, when he was in Tefaris, they cloned people. They grow people like they're Kryptonians, from Man of Steel up into Faris, okay? Or Children of Men, or whatever film you have, like The Matrix. Basically, you have a field in Faris where people are not born. They are grown. So, The Matrix gives you an interesting idea of this whole concept. But moving on, it would be totally unpredictable to Desty Nova if he actually had a child who was naturally conceived and naturally born. That would not be normal to him. He wouldn't expect it. For all he knew, he was sterile, as designed by the DNA organ. He's not meant to be able to reproduce, but somehow he did, even though his designs, his hard coding and his genetics said he shouldn't be able to become a father in a biological sense. Yet now he is. Yet some woman got pregnant with his child. And there's this other part in the manga I'm going to show you, and I'm going to bring it up right here. So here we are in volume 9 of the manga, and if you want to go to chapter numbers, it's chapter 50. So here, Battle Angel Alita and Nova are in the virtual construct known as the Ouroboros program. It's kind of similar to the Matrix, and I'll have another video later talking about how there's similarities between the Matrix and this part of Battle Angel Alita. But here, we'll go to the dialogue here. Uncle Nova, do you love someone? Love someone? There was this one moment I wanted to dissect once, but... So here it is that the person he loved so much in the past, he wanted to chop her up. Now think about that. Why do you want to chop someone open to see what's inside? Is there something special about them? And one reason for that could very well be that the lover or the wife of Desty Nova at the time got pregnant, and now Desty Nova's really curious. Okay, she has a baby inside there. I'm the father as far as I know and as far as she's telling me. How is that even possible? That's so unique. That doesn't happen with me because I'm a Zalemite. So that would be the biggest kind of curiosity, but at the same time, you can't harm the baby, can you? I mean, the baby's something so unique that if you were to just kill it by even the process of getting inside to find it, you lose that unique person, that unique creation, that unique living creature that you just don't find because you don't have a natural conceived, natural born offspring of a Zalemite. Or at least they thought that way until now that Desty Nova in this hypothetical situation, and my explanation and theoretical explanation, has it. Now he is a father who resulted in the conception of a natural conceived, and someone's pregnant with this child. It's crazy. And I mean, it's possible, and people have fan theorized that it's Eli, but how exactly is that supposed to work? Eli doesn't mind getting butchered. She makes new clone bodies for herself all the time. Now maybe that's a person that's now cloned as Eli, and she's gone through how many clones, I don't know. But the way Eli is now doesn't really work as an explanation for being the mother of chaos. And here, the thing that's holding him back is that there's someone unique. I'm his father. He's my son or daughter, depending on if he knew the baby's gender yet. So it's my child. Like, I'm not supposed to have this. It's a miracle. Like, what am I going to do? So it appears that whatever happened, Desty Nova's ultimate thing was this child is so unique, and as we said in going to the definition of chaos, unpredictable. Well, this wasn't what I would expect. It wasn't what I predicted. So now I will go and see what I can do with this unique child. And there's even a journal page, which I'm going to show you here from Desty Nova, about the powers of chaos and how he's been researching it, and how his son is a big research subject to him because just like he's a miracle. I didn't expect him to exist. He has these amazing powers. I want to know how it all works. So his curiosity in this case gets the better of him, because he noticed that he hesitated in that frame, but ... as if he actually didn't go through with it. Possibly. And he just wanted to keep that valuable life that shouldn't exist, but came out of chaos. He wanted to keep it living, to understand it better, because it goes against his understanding of what could happen. And the big fixation with Desty Nova is about fate or karma. how do consequences for actions happen? And chaos existing as this natural conceived, naturally born child would completely go against whatever you'd expect in Battle Angel Alita, or whatever Desty Nova would expect. It would go against his understanding of what karma or natural consequences were. Why would he deserve to be the one who's the miracle father? Why would he deserve that? And at this point, this is the big case that chaos was naturally born or naturally conceived. It goes against what's expected. It goes against even the order or law of Tefaris, and it goes against how Desty Nova was designed to be. He was designed to not become a father. People weren't supposed to get pregnant, and that's probably how it happened, assuming it happened that way. Desty Nova probably figured no one's going to get pregnant, so he just had sex with Chaos's mom. He figured nothing would happen as a result, but something did happen. Hence his confusion and hence his curiosity about who this child born out of chaos is. Coming up next, we're going to talk a little bit about how they could have fit Chaos as a character into the film continuity. Alright, so where am I going to go from here? To finish this up, I was just going to try and explain, after Chaos's origin, how would Chaos fit into the film continuity? That'll be my topic for next video, in the next episode in the series. In the meantime, you can take a look at the Mutants, and you can take a look at Excalibur, and the interview by Laeta Kalogridis, which I'll have links to all three of those in the description. The other part I want to get to before going on to next week's episode is a little talk about the Hero Arm campaign by the AlitaArmy, donating to help people who have lost limbs get prosthetics for their day-to-day life, and the link here will also be in the cards and description for this video as well. In the meantime, I want to thank you for your time. If you enjoy lore about Battle Angel Alita and other science fiction and anime franchises, I encourage you to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep remaining up to date. Click the bell for notifications. In the meantime, I want to wish you very well, and as I always say at the end, be safe out there, and I will be signing off.
Hi everyone, Kaos Nova here, and I just want to show some basics on my channel here. I've got some recommended channel. This is introduction. I have a nice introduction for those who are visiting my channel homepage for the first time. Explain the ins and outs. I have a couple of extra places here on my channel. I have my merchandise store for you to check it out. I'm just updating it. It's just some fun merchandise. T-shirts, shoes, cups, mouse pads, cell phone stickers, coffee mugs, etc. Nice little place. Also, something for showcasing episodes is you can reach me on my Facebook page. Send me a Facebook message and include, let's just say showcase contributions, and have a link of that video. When you do, follow me on Facebook too. I've got some nice things there. Also, I've got Instagram for just showing some jokes and memes and announcements such as Tron Ares happening, and other pop culture things that I view. So I recommend the Instagram page. And I also have a Rumble. My Rumble channel is mostly focused on doing hobby stuff, and some things are not found on YouTube, but they are found on my Rumble, so I recommend checking out the Rumble channel. And that should conclude it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I am going to be signing off.